Bien, ¿qué tal mi gente? Bienvenido a otra entrega más de la máquina deportiva. Me encuentro de la famosa arena del Madison Square Garden en el juego de Sacramento Kings y los New York Knicks. Estamos llegando a través de Pegado TV, gracias a nuestro amigo Carlos Tavera por permitirnos entrar a su hogar a través de Pegado TV. En el día de hoy, un juego donde esta gran arena se ha llenado, se ha cambiado de 6 días en adelante, League Manía. Así que vamos a empezar con nuestro programa de la máquina deportiva. Qué bien que siguen con nosotros acá desde el Madison Square Garden. Vamos a ver, como lo tenemos acostumbrado, una entrevista de rueda de prensa con ambos coaches de ambos equipos, tanto Sacramento como de New York Knicks. Adelante.
You see everything that's happening is because this guy has an outgoing personality that everyone loves.
You think all that stuff last year with the press conference, everything prepared him for all that's going on here in New York now?
You know, I think even if he didn't have a press conference then, it wouldn't have mattered to him. I don't think this stuff phases him. You know, I think he just loved playing basketball, and now he's just so happened to be at the biggest stage and the biggest building that every player wants to play in, and he's shining in his moment. So I don't think the press conference.
It's not just Jeremy, it's also the guys doing the pick and roll. We have to get a little bit better relationship and not roll too fast. Try to give him more outlets. I thought he did a better job. He'll keep doing a better job. The more he sees it, he'll become accustomed to it.
After the game, he also described that the play that he tied the game with the three-point play, how he was able to see that Amir Johnson was in the restricted area. Can you describe or talk about his court vision and his awareness when he's reading things?
He's just a smart basketball player that obviously this is the first year he's played in the league, but he's light years ahead of most guys. And that comes second sense, and he feels the right play and makes it. I can't explain it. I couldn't do it when I was playing, so it was hard for me to explain.
It seems like each night players talk about how Lynn has made them better, but especially Landry Fields and even Iman Shumpert. How are they progressing each game, and how has that impacted the way Lynn is playing?
Well, a little bit, and I think they're also very nice. Landry started playing well about a month ago or so, before Jeremy stepped on the stage, and Iman's had a great year all year, so the spirit and the being able to complement each other, I think that's fantastic and should stay that way. But, you know, again, when you have somebody out there running the team, you just feel more comfortable, more confidence, and then when we win, it's kind of a snowball effect. So everything's good.
Coach, how closely are you monitoring his minutes as the games go on, especially these next couple of games over the next couple of days?
I don't really monitor his minutes. I watch him, see if he's really dragging, but, you know, we got ourselves in a hole, we got to win. And he can rest the summer.
Is adrenaline part of, you know?
Probably a little bit, and you can see him dragging, and I tried to take him out one game, I forget which one it was, he didn't want to come out, and yeah, if that's the case, then stay in and play. He's going to have to learn how to play tired anyway, because if you get deep anywhere, and you do make the playoffs, and you're going to be tired, and you're going to be beat up, and you're going to have nicks, and you have to be able to play with that, so sooner he learns it, the better.
I know his turnovers are probably the least of your concerns when his other numbers are way offsetting that, but what accounts for him being a high turnover guy in the first place?
Well, just because he attacks so much. You do that, you're going to make some mistakes. Hopefully as the year goes on, we can lower it a lot by having seen every kind of defense, getting used to his players where they are, getting the players used to him, rolling a little bit better, showing themselves. It's things that we'll work on every day or show film. And I think as it goes on, he will cut goes down.
You can live with it as it is right now. I mean, those are obviously not numbers you would normally want to see, but you feel like it's
Well,
manageable?
I'm no, just other than just a learning process that he'll go through. I don't think he wants to accept that. I don't either. We want to get it better, but at the same time, he's doing so much out there and he has the ball a lot. So his turnovers will be higher than normal, but I think they'll come down.
A lot of times when teams start bad, they just say, let's get back to 500, we'll go from there. When you were 8-15, did you think, was that your goal, A? Did you think it could happen maybe as quick as you have a chance to?
Well, we were just trying to find a way to play well. And then the record kind of takes care of itself. You worry about it, obviously, and you don't want to slip too far away from the playoff spots. But at the same time, if you're not playing well, you never will get back there. So I think all our energy was just trying to 5 or 6, 8, 10 guys that mesh and get a type of basketball that can win every night.
Mike, would you ever call a timeout in that situation to set up a play, or were you just so comfortable with Jeremy doing the right thing?
I wouldn't do it if I trust the guy who has the ball, because there's really no, I could have called a timeout and then say, okay, now give it to Jeremy and you go 1-on-0. I wouldn't change it up or run a pick and roll, or that's what it's. And it's better that if you do have a playmaker that you trust, that the other coach can't make substitutions, get the worst defensive players out. He'll find a weak spot and exploit it, and it's easier this way.
Mike, on that last shot, when you have a player willing to ask you for an ISO, what does that tell you about his belief in himself?
Well, there's a lot of probably ask. Some of them probably shouldn't ask me, but just see what he's got. I don't know. But you know what? He's smart, because even in our coaching little huddle there, timeout, we kept saying we should just ISO him on color runs. He's getting by him, and we never told him that. Now I don't like to do that most of the time, but he sensed that. You know what? In this play, in this particular way they're guarding me, that would be the best play, and he hit it right on the head.
This was kind of lost in everything that happened with Jeremy last night, but how crucial was the play that Iman made, the steal and the dunk in the game, and what does that tell you about his confidence?
Well, not only that play, probably his defense on Colorado in the last 8 minutes. I think it was 8 or 9 minutes where I don't think Colorado scored, and he had 24 points up to that point. Turned the whole game around and gave Jeremy the opportunity to win it at the end. But without Shumpert doing that, the opportunity wouldn't have come up. It wouldn't have been the same. And he's one of the better defensive players that I've seen in a long time, for a rookie especially. When he's on you, he's on you. And he's relentless, he's strong, and as soon as he gets his shot down where it's a little bit more consistent, learn the league a little bit better, a couple of years, the guy's going to be outstanding. He's going to be a very good player.
Coach, getting back to Jeremy, got knocked down a couple of times in that game last night, sprung right up. You surprised at his toughness at all?
Well, I'm sure, I don't know him that well, so he is tough, but there's a lot of tough guys out there, so it doesn't really surprise me. And probably for him to make it in the NBA, just to get where he's got, he had to be tough at some point. At some point, he's overcome a lot of obstacles and kept working on his game. So, and then also go to Harvard and study and play ball, and you got to be mentally tough.
Mike, what are you anticipating in terms of the atmosphere of the crowd tonight? And, maybe since the playoffs, have you anticipated what it might be like as much as maybe it might be today?
It's great. I think I'm excited. I think the players are excited to play tonight. And Madison Square Garden is always a buzz. Now there's definitely extra little buzz for sure, but it makes it that much more fun. And it's really coming off a back-to-back, coming in late last night. This is great to have the excitement because they'll get the players up.
Any update on Carmelo?
No, I haven't heard other than Friday or the end of the week. I think he ran today, and haven't heard how it went. I think it went okay, so I think toward the end of the week.
Chance that he could go and participate and shoot around Friday, play that night?
Chance, yeah.
Mike, it's a small sample size, obviously. What if you have potentially a long-term solution at point guard as opposed to bringing a guy in for a year or two? What does that do to accelerate kind of the building process here?
You mean if this continues the way...
If he plays, he doesn't have to, regardless of the numbers, if he
right.
plays well.
No, yeah, it changes everything. We knew that we gave up Chauncey to get Tyson, and we knew that was a problem that had to be resolved as we went along, and we didn't know exactly when that opportunity comes out or when it happens. This changed everything up. So You'd have to ask, Glenn more about in the sense of, we'll keep building the team, but the only reason we won 6 in a row, we kind of found a way to shore up that spot.
Señora ama de casa, no se pierda los grandes especiales de Pioneer Supermarket de Willis Avenue en el Bronx, donde encontrarás de todo siempre con los mejores productos de calidad. Arroz canilla, aceite amazola, café bustelo, plátanos 10 por $1 y mucho más. Pioneer Supermarket de Willis Avenue en el Bronx tiene de todo lo que necesitas. Para preparar su mejor comida siempre con los precios de grandes ligas, venga a Pioneer Supermarket. Aceptamos todas las formas de pago y para su comodidad le llevamos su comida a su casa con delivery gratis. A la hora de hacer sus compras, venga a Pioneer Supermarket en Willis Avenue en el Bronx.
Bien, mi gente, como pudieron verlo, ambos coaches de ambos equipos tenían su cosa a decir antes de este nuevo fenómeno, la manía. Tengo para decirle que Luis Suárez ha perdido perdón por no saludar, darle la mano a Patrick Evans, ya que hizo un acto racista.
But so much for shaking hands and getting on with it. Suarez refused. Referee Phil Dowd made his first intervention of the afternoon. Rio Ferdinand then snubbed Suarez and the tone was set.
I know what he was I'm telling you. How long is it working? 6 games. Yeah? This is game 2.
En Café Rubio te brindamos la mejor experiencia culinaria, desde un rico y jugoso filete miñón en salsa café a nuestro especial plátano a la playa, un rico mofongo relleno de mariscos con un toque de salsa especial de la casa. También te ofrece los más sabrosos cócteles como el Bahama Mama de Eterna Primavera y el Strawberry Daiquiri, hechos con una mezcla de licores de primera. Ven, visítanos y siéntete en familia en Café Rubio, 9805 Northern Boulevard, Corona, New York.
Bien, mi gente, nos encontramos en el camerino con Francisco García. Francisco, bienvenido a la máquina deportiva.
Sí, un saludo allá, gracias por tenerme en el programa.
Vemos que este equipo joven no se ha acoplado todavía, un equipo todavía un poco inmaduro.
Sí, nos falta un poquito de madurez, no sabemos jugar juntos todavía, pero estamos creciendo.
¿Cómo te sientes los ánimos, ya que vemos que has limitado pocos juegos?
Sí, bueno, en realidad sí es la NBA, algunas veces te necesitan, algunas veces no, pero nada, mantenerse uno positivo y hay mucho más juego.
El equipo de la República Dominicana, el país está contento con el trabajo que ustedes realizaron en Gran Mar del Plata en el 2011, el año pasado. Este año quedan 3 boletos para la Olimpiada en Londres.
Sí, estamos bien contentos ya que tenemos una chance de ir a la Olimpiada y ese es el propósito.
Háblame del equipo dominicano. Tenemos una pelea y una baja con Halford y Edgar Sosa.
Sí, bueno, en realidad los dos van a estar ready para cuando vayamos para allá. Ali Sosa, Edgar Sosa está ya corriendo increíblemente, ya está un 80%, él va a estar ready. Y nada, Alfonso también que va a estar ready y va a dar el 100%.
¿Has tenido comunicación con él?
Sí, he hablado con él, se siente bien y sale muy bien todo.
Un saludo que tengo que enviar a todos los fanáticos así en la máquina deportiva.
Bueno, un saludo allá a la gente dominicana y gracias por todo el apoyo y nada, vamos a conseguir la Olimpiada, el paso para la Olimpiada de este año.
Crack you up so much? We were just having fun and kind of talking about how we're both excited for when he comes back, and how, just talking about the game. And obviously it was good to get some rest, and I think we all need it at this point. And so we're thankful that we were able to play less minutes tonight.
Jerry, you mentioned your team's throwing different coverages at you, over the past week and a half, just in terms of reading the coverages and just adjusting. What have you learned?
I think I've learned a lot. Every coverage is going to be a little different. Obviously, it's something I need to work on because my turnovers are sky high right now. So just got to keep looking at that film, keep picking and choosing my spots, and build the chemistry with the other guys, especially Amar, as we're transitioning with him coming back.
Jeremy, I have 3 questions. Sorry, guys. Everybody knows you're on fire now, but so far, what's your biggest challenge now? And the second one is definitely a huge change around you, but do you feel like you have changed as a person? The third one is before Laker game, the Matt War piece just talk about you, and he said now you're a superstar now. You're in New York, and you should change your fashion style. Mm-hmm. You should do a haircut and wear a leather pants and choose a nice shoes. So, what's your opinion about that?
Well, I'm looking at a new barber, trying to hire a fashion person, and taking his advice. I guess I need some sunglasses too. I think that's what he said. I'm not really too concerned with that. I think to try to answer all your questions. I want to be the same person before and after, and that's where I want to be, and I don't want to let anything affect me or this team. And I think, playing in New York is a big stage, and that's obviously a temptation and a danger. But our team, we need to make sure we're sticking together. We put our egos aside, and when we put our egos aside, and when we really buy into Coach D'Antoni's system, we're going to win games. And I don't remember the other question. The biggest challenge. The biggest challenge. I think getting used to playing a lot of minutes, finding a way to be efficient with the minutes that I'm given. And I'm going through stretches where I may be tired and I'll get 3 straight turnovers, or I'll just lose focus, and that's going to hurt us, especially against a good, really good team. So I really need to focus on that.
Yeah, obviously your highlight was on TV all day today and everything. Was it hard? Did you watch it a lot? Was it hard to kind of get past last night and focus on today? I
watched it. When I landed, I saw it, and then I was done with it, just because we have a game today, and this season is quick turnarounds, and yeah.
Jeremy, how do you feel about a game where you make your impact more passing as opposed to scoring?
That's actually, as a point guard, my field goal attempts have been really high, and I don't think that's necessarily good. I think it's more of my job to distribute, get people in rhythm, and hopefully, especially when Melo comes back, another lethal scorer, my shots will go down and my assists will go up.
We heard that President Obama actually watched the clips from the game with Toronto. I just want to know what you heard about that. What do you feel about that?
Very, very honored, very humbled. Wow, the president. There's nothing better than that.
Don't you feel as a point guard, Carmelo is just going to make your job easier when it comes back?
Yeah, he's a lethal scorer, and coming off a pick and roll, he can come off pick and rolls too, and then that gives me a break, and I can come off and I can find him, and it's just, we're probably going to be playing on opposite sides, so when I have myself on the one side of the floor and him on the other, we can swing, and all of a sudden the defense is in rotation and we're coming into pick and rolls, and so it's going to be, we should be more dangerous offensively.
Jeremy, we heard about, after the NBA season is over, you're going back to Taiwan to host a summer camp and will teach basketball in person. Is that true? And can you tell us why?
It's true. I did that last summer as well, and I have a strong passion for the game, and I have a strong passion for Taiwan, and I would love to do that and be a part. I mean, the kids were awesome, and I mean, just me thinking about last summer, just it was one of the highlights of my summer. So definitely something I'm going to do again.
Hi, Jeremy. I'm actually going to ask this question from student's perspective because I'm a student from Columbia, and with the 7th straight home win, and your success is really like big for the Ivy League students. So like people were saying, like used to say like Ivy League people couldn't do sports, like they can't make it to professionals. So can you comment on that? Because people started to change, saying like, oh, maybe we can do it this way.
I mean, I think, you know, that's another stereotype, and Ivy League basketball is definitely on the rise. Harvard basketball is on the rise, and I think as time goes on, we'll see that, hopefully see that stereotype go away.
Jeremy, you've talked about what Kenny Atkinson has done, but can you tell me a little more about what he's meant to you during all this?
I mean, this guy wakes up at 6 a.m. every morning. I'll text him after a game at midnight, 1 o'clock when I go home, and then I'll say, hey, can I look at those turnovers? Can I look at the upcoming team, how they run pick and rolls? And he'll have the film ready when I walk into the facility the next morning. When I wasn't playing much, we were working out before practice, after practice. He was picking apart my game, teaching me what it's like to play in Coach D'Antoni's system, and I mean, I can't say enough about that guy.
Jeremy, over here, back to your right again. How well did you and Landry know each other from Palo Alto, just from when he was there, and how quickly did things establish as a you know, the chemistry between you two here, and does it go back to that a little bit?
It definitely goes back to that. In the summer, I was in Palo Alto, and he was in Stanford. At Stanford, always during the summer, and they always needed extra guys to play. And so I would always play with the Stanford team, and he was kind of the guy that I always contact. And when we signed, you know, the first night I signed with the team, we all went out, me and him went to dinner and with Chris Bernard, and, you know, we just kind of built on that relationship, and now obviously we're very close, and we're trying to, you know, help this team win ball games.
Jeremy, you spoke before about the stereotypes that a player out of Harvard has to work against. Are there stereotypes that Asian Americans have to work against as far as establishing yourself in this league?
I think there's definitely stereotypes. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of them, and you know, the more we can do to break those down every day, the better we'll become. And you know, hopefully, in the near future, we'll see a lot more Asians and Asian Americans playing basketball in the NBA.
Jeremy, you captivated the nation with this run. What's captivated you the most about this phenomenon, what you've been able to do?
I think the thing that's been really interesting to me is just how well the team has really put everything aside. Everything. We were losing games, and we could have started pointing fingers, and we could have said it's the coach's fault, which, by the way, it wasn't. You know, we could have split up, but everyone came together, and obviously the first win was a big one, and then we won another one, and then, you know, we won the third one, and then guys started buying more and more, and it's unbelievable right now. I mean, it's the camaraderie on this team is just ridiculous. I mean, guys are, I mean, it's just such a joy to be around them every day. You show up to the practice facility, and it's all smiles across the board, and I think that's the beauty of team sports, and that's the beauty of basketball.
Hey, Jeremy, the big story is how you kind of came out of nowhere. Can you talk about your stint in the D-League and actually how that helped you develop as an NBA player?
Well, I went to the D-League 3 times last year and once this year, and without that time, I definitely wouldn't be the player I am right now, just because last year when I played for Coach Musselman, he gave me the opportunity to play through mistakes, and I'm still making a lot of mistakes, you know, obviously with 6 turnovers a game or whatever it is, but being able to play through that and build on my confidence and build on my and grow as a player was the best thing that could have happened to me, and that wouldn't have happened without the D-League. Thank you.
Hey, qué bien que la estén pasando bien, pero lamentablemente este programa ha llegado a su final con esta victoria de los New York Knicks. Ustedes saben que no hay tiempo para más en la televisión, así que Otniel estuvo con ustedes, Zorrilla.